There is a Capital One commercial where Jennifer Gardner says, "What's in your wallet?" The biblical version of that is, "What's in your hand?" We find it in the book of Exodus, twice, by the way. The first time when God calls Moses to go back to Egypt to lead the children of Israel out of Egyptian bondage. And Moses says, "Well, how are the people going to believe that you sent me, that you've spoken to me, and that I represent you?" And God says, "Well, what's in your hand?" Moses said, "A stick, a staff," something that, obviously Moses used in his life, but you would think is just something normal or natural or mundane, kind of insignificant to what God was now calling Moses to do. And that staff, that stick, comes into play later when God directs Moses to lead the children of Israel to the Red Sea. They have to pass through a relatively narrow place to get to that spot. And now they're between the Red Sea and a very difficult place, with the Egyptian army hot on their heels, and they see themselves as trapped now with nowhere to go and no way of escape. And Moses gives his best pregame speech. Hey, God's going to do something special, in this Egyptian army that you see today, you'll never see again. But privately, whether internally or not, Moses must have been whining and crying to God, because we see God say, "Why are you crying out to me?" That staff can be used again. So he said, direct the people to move forward, and then lift up that staff that you don't see is really that significant. Lift it up and watch what I do with it in you. So here's my question. What's in your hand? What do you have control of? What do you have that you are in charge of that you don't believe God will use or can use to do something significant in your life, for your life, through your life, not just for you, but for other people? What's in your hand? I want to encourage you and challenge you today to stop fixating on what you don't have, what you perceive to be a very difficult or impossible situation, and discover what you do have that maybe is just something normal or natural, mundane and insignificant to you, but when you move at the word of the Lord, will turn supernatural. God bless. Peace in.